Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Demon. I'm back with another video. I'm back with a face cam again. But in today's video, we're going to be doing a comparison video. And y'all see who are doing the comparison. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And if y'all are new, be sure to subscribe because we're on the road to 100 subscribers. We can get that ASAP. That is very much appreciated. And let's get into it. But before I get into it, let's just really talk about where the channel is. Alright, so we're on the channel right now. I'm not logged in, but if you are new, make sure to subscribe button. Make sure I hit this red button here. It means a lot and it'll help out a lot, and it can make very much content very much easier for me. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and let's get right into today's video. If you are new, if you can hit the subscribe button, that is very much appreciated because it'll make uploads very much more easier as we're already at 97 subscribers. So make sure to hit the subscribe button there. But let's get into today's video of what I have for today. Alright, so for today's comparison, we're not doing Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. We're going to be doing a player comparison I was thinking about today is Pascal Siakam versus Anthony Davis. The reason why I want to do this because I think the Raptors beforehand should have traded for Anthony Davis in his prime, but he's too late now. He's being weird, so I'm going to put Anthony Davis versus Pascal, and let's break down the comparisons here. All right, let's do this. Make sure that like button too because it means a lot. All right, so for Pascal Siakam, these are the career numbers, right? Yes, his entire career. All right, so on the career, Pascal is averaging 15 points per game, as that makes sense. He wasn't really doing much in the first 2-3 years, so that's pretty much reasonable. And then Anthony Davis averaging 23.8 points. Perfect. So let's see what their blocks are. Anthony Davis is more dominant in blocking end, and Pascal is close to a block frame. That's pretty much fair. And the steal margin is pretty much even at 1.4 to 0.9, so that's pretty even. Then they basically get the same assists per game, and then for rebounds, Pascal doesn't really do much on the rebounding end because he's been playing with bigs, and Anthony Davis is the main big. So Anthony Davis and Pascal second will get about 5 to 10 rebounds apiece. That's pretty much similar, but the number is not really that much off, so it's pretty much the same. So we'll give them the comparison there. And then the free throw rate, they basically shoot the same percent. Anthony Davis shoots 79%, and then Pascal shoots 77%. That's pretty good. And then they get their free throw line both, I could say, like 3 to 5 times. That's pretty much reasonable. And then they're on the same efficiency for field goals. That's pretty good too. On 52.9% on the same efficiency for their entire careers. And then for their 2-point percentage, they're basically the same. They take almost about the same 2 points per attempts, but the attempts basically differs between the percentage. And for 3-pointers, basically Pascal shoots the 3 ball a bit better than AD because AD can basically create his own shot, and Pascal can do it both ways. So it pretty much makes sense. So basically, you can see that thing. They're basically their shooting percentages and everything else is basically the same. But I think Anthony Davis takes a higher more attempts because he's on the Lakers and he's a second star. When Pascal basically has third and second option, or even a first option as he is now, as for his career. So it makes sense. And then honestly, for duration, we already know it says Anthony Davis has played more games and started more games and played more when AD has basically been injured, but it makes sense. As Pascal only played 400 and Anthony Davis played 604, so it pretty much makes sense, right? And then for game start, I think Anthony Davis started more as Pascal had been yet to get up. So that makes sense. And then the points total is pretty much the same. But let's see for a true shoot. Let's see for a usage percentage. Oh, the usage percentage is basically the same as that 28 to 22%. That's not basically off of more margin. It's basically at 28%, 20.4, and then Pascal at 22.9. That's pretty fair for their entire career. That's not that bad. And then their valuable replacement player, I think 80 is probably a bit more because yeah, he has more possessions than Pascal, so that makes sense. The buck plus money probably a bit more. So honestly, for his career stats, you can say 80 beats Pascal in this category because Pascal would emerge a bit late as a player, so it makes sense. And then win shares is at 80 at 91 for his career, and Pascal at 33. And then the defensive rebounding is pretty much fair. And then the PER basically almost there, so it makes sense. Anthony Davis' shooting percentage at 76% when Pascal's at 73, so it makes pretty much more sense. And then the 3-point percentage is pretty much differential at 35 for league shooting, but for player shooting, basically the same at 30%. And then the league just shooting sets itself there. And then for playoffs, it pretty much balances itself out. So, yeah. And that's just for their careers. Let's break down their actual numbers. So let's break down. So you know what? Let's break down Pascal from last season. Let's break that down. Let's break down Pascal from this season as his best season, as his sixth season. And let's break down Anthony Davis' career let's break down Anthony Davis' season in the bubble. I think that was the 2019 to 2020 year. So let's break that down. Anthony Davis, we all know the player numbers are gonna be crazy. So let's break this down. Okay, so here we go. Here we are. We have the this is a bubble year. I'm pretty sure it was because the AD played 62 and started 62. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. This is a bubble year. Perfect. So, um, this was during the COVID year. It's not really a large sample size, but the numbers pretty much stay the same as Pascal played 68 and Anthony Davis played 62. So that makes sense. So let's break these numbers down here. For the career per game averages for their best seasons, basically, um, Anthony Davis could get about 26 to 22 points a night, and then they block the ball pretty much to a fair rate, you can say, and then they throw the ball basically at 1.5 and 1.3 points steals per game, and assists they did it at about 3 to 5 assists per game. And then the defensive rebounding margin is not off by a lot at 7 to 6 rebounds a game for both AD and Pascal, so that makes sense. And then the free throw percentage of Pascal's a bit off at 70 to 74% when AD would shoot 84% the line. And then the field goal efficiency is pretty much the same as always. And then 3-point percentage is pretty much about in the 33 to 34 percentile. And they basically got about the same numbers of attempts, so I think they're pretty much doing the same damage. And the field goal percentage was basically 50 to 49%. So that makes sense. And then the number production, basically Pascal get more minutes because Nick Nurse Friday starters out, and then AU gets 34. So it makes pretty much sense. And these are both their best seasons. And yeah. So let's look at the true shooting percentage basically. So the true shooting percentage is basically Anthony is at 61 and Pascal is at 56. So it makes pretty much more sense. And then um and then and in the playoffs, honestly, Anthony just turned it up as he scored 27 points per game. He got a block per game, assist per game. No, he got a block per game, he got a steal per game, he got an assist per game, he got rebounds per game, 9 rebounds, and then he got it on a field goal efficiency of 60%, and then a field goal percentage of 57%, and then a 3 pointer at 38%. That was pretty well. And then Pascal's number pretty much dipped a bit because he probably struggled in the playoffs for the Celtics as he got 22 points in the playoffs. He got a turnover per game, 1 steal, 5 assists. Because honestly, in the playoffs, that's where the assists are going to come through. So honestly, Pascal got 5 assists. And then in the rebounding margin, he got 7. And then when AD got 9 on rebounding end, on the rebounding end. And then on the free throw attempt, they got to the line. I think AD got to the line a bit more. But Pascal shot a bit better as the playoffs, so that makes sense. And then and then the field goal attempt is pretty much balanced. And then minutes per game, Pascal playing a lot of minutes in the playoffs. So played almost the entire playoffs, so at 21, and Pascal played 6. So it pretty much differentiates, honestly, because AD and Pascal are both good players. But who I would give a nod over to is basically AD now. But I'm going to compare AD's number to Pascal now, and that's another argument I can put up. And let's just get into it. And then Pascal's true shooting in the playoffs basically got to about the true shooting got to about 80 got 50, 66, and Pascal got 55. And then his usage rate was at 27 and 24, 25, 24%. So numbers between 80 and Pascal for basically their careers aren't off. Their playoff numbers aren't off as 80 went stupid, but I think the numbers are pretty much there. And let's break down basically the year they differentiate. So, and I'll come to a further conclusion. Let's break Anthony Davis and Pascal's season basically for right now. Let's break it down for how they are right now. So, um, for Pascal, Siakam got 22 points per game, and AD got 23. Um, Pascal and AD they scored a ball at an efficient rate at almost a steal per game. Can't remember it. What can I say? For the rebounds, the Raptors are pretty much. I think Anthony's a little bit better because he had more of a center role this season for the Lakers, and the free throw percentage is pretty much the same as Pascal. Had got to the line and shot at 74%. That's pretty much fine when 80 shot at 71. And the the field goal efficiency of that 55 to 54% is always close as always. And the field goal percentage at 55%, and then 80 played 40 games, and Pascal played most of the games for 68 games. So for this team, I think Pascal is probably a bit better because the percentage is the same much. And then 80 in that time, for the best season, I would say 80 went off during that time. And then for the career, I would say 80 too. But I'll still get Pascal to basically the edge of the margin for a comparison here. For true shooting here, let's break down here. A true shooting, both shot about 56 to 57% on true shooting. That's pretty much efficient. As true shooting is 53% for efficiency. So that makes much more sense. And then the usage rate, I think it probably was about a bit less, but let's just see it. The usage rate is a bit more of a differential because AD plays LeBron and AD and Pascal plays with Fred. So the usage rate isn't really far off. Like you guys even see the numbers here. It's not really off. And then per 36 minutes, that's pretty much the same. Like you can even see the numbers here. Like you're not pretty much the same. So honestly, I'll give Pascal and AD basically the same margin because they're basically the same players. But I think honestly for Pascal, he's more efficient now than ever as for when AD was because AD is now starting to fall off because he basically had a rough season. He didn't play. He was basically injured a lot when Pascal had been injured too, but he's now starting to reach his form. So let's just break down Pascal's rookie numbers. And I can come to probably a conclusion. Okay, but let's just start the season they're starting to break out because I just want to do like a fair comparison and just come to a conclusion. To be honest, because this video is going to take a bit long. So Pascal, I think he took off in his really good in his third season. Pascal and 80 good in their third season. Let's just see here. His third season is okay. That's 60.9, but I'm trying to get a better comparison. Let's go. All right. Okay. So honestly, let's break down Pascal the sophomore numbers. For Anthony Davis right now, I know his numbers are going to be off, but honestly, for Pascal, for seeing the actors, he got a bit better, so I can compare Pascal to AD. But honestly, I just want to compare their beginning breaking numbers, so I just want to compare it. So let's compare the championship year too for when Pascal started breakouts. Let's compare it as being a second option because AD was the number one option, but he was the second option. So let's break it down. So, all right, the numbers are pretty much fair. They're 16 points, K, and then on 20 points a night for AD. That's fine. So per game numbers, honestly, Anthony Davis and Pascal are right there for a third and second season. And yeah, Anthony Davis wasn't that bad. 20 points per game. Got you to about 35, 33 minutes a night on 67 games played. And shot the three ball at 22%, and that was pretty low. And his field goal efficiency at 52%, so it's not bad. And then Pascal, you have him at 16.9. You have him at basically about 3 assists per game, 6 rebounds, 36% from three, and shot the field goal at 54% on 11 attempts. So basically, the field goal attempts are pretty much divided. They got the same attempts. I think 80 was possibly on the Pelicans at that time. So honestly, it makes pretty much more sense. They're pretty much the same. Pascal got 21, and AD got 19. No, Pascal got 19, AD got 21. The three-point side is 20, 80 shot 22, and Pascal shot 36. And for the field goal rating is about 54 to 51%. So yeah, not bad. And then the true shooting at 58%, 62% for both for Pascal for 80 first, and then Pascal that's efficient. And in the usage rate, I think 80 is used a bit more because they're in the war, so it makes much more sense. And the offensive box plus minus speak for themselves, and just adjusted shooting percentage is pretty much speak for himself. So, and in the playoffs, AD turned it up at 31 points per game, but only in a small sample size. And then Pascal got all numbers throughout the NBA Finals. So, yeah, they're pretty much the same player, but I think they have different scenarios as Pascal got 19. But honestly, you can see the field goal efficiency is pretty much even. And then offensive rebounding is pretty much almost there. And the three-point attempts are pretty much are even. So, what more can you not compare AD to Pascal? But honestly, I think AD and Pascal are pretty much just basically, I think AD is a bit better. But I'll give Pascal a further edge or not because he basically had a lot of experience as for Anthony Davis. As for Anthony Davis, he's only been for the league, like you can probably say about more than 10 years, right? Yep, or 10 years. And then Pascal's only in the year for 6. So honestly, I think Pascal can get an 80s level. I don't think so yet. But he's right close to where 80 is now. And Anthony Davis has already reached his stride as he's already decreasing as a player, but I don't know if he'll come back to MVP form next season. But those are my thoughts with Pascal versus the AD argument. If y'all like this video, make sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and more videos like this comparing superstars to superstars. Let me know. And your boy Demi, I'm signing out. Have a great birthday, y'all. Peace. Yo, I need y'all to do me a quick favor. Honestly, if you can follow my TikTok and give me the 500, that'd be very much appreciated. I'm going to be promoting more YouTube videos on my TikTok, so make sure y'all follow me on TikTok over there. And I'll see y'all there. And your boy Demi. I'm signing out. Have a great birthday, y'all. Just follow the TikTok, and I'm out. Peace.